Welcome to the 18th green here on the Earth course at Jumeirah Golf Estates. Ben Jacobs and Robbie Greenfield previewing the DP World Tour Championship Dubai. The race is very truly on. Four men, prime contenders to walk away with the title. Henrik Stenson, Graeme McDowell, Ian Poulter and Justin Rose. Robbie Greenfield, the editor of Golf Digest Middle East. This is probably the closest race we've had since the inaugural tournament in 2009.
Absolutely. Last year it was very much a walk away for Rory McIlroy, way ahead of the field. Year before that, Luke Donald was dominating. This year we've got four guys, all of whom have had very different seasons, but all of whom are in the shake-up come this week on the Earth course.
We'll look at the individuals in just a moment, but first this wonderful course standing here by the creek to our left-hand side. We know the rough is tricky here, the greens tend to be manicured, but what's changed between this year and last?
Well, as always, Earth is in absolutely fantastic condition, Ben. There are a few changes this year, more specifically for the fairways. They've not been overseeded with the ryegrass this year, which means they'll play a little bit firmer, a little bit faster, and that means maybe some of the shorter hitters will be brought more into contention.
And you can see in the background all the final preparations taking place. A huge agronomy team to get this Earth course in such wonderful condition. And that's going to bode well for Henrik Stenson. Less anomalies and room for error as far as the Swede is concerned when you play on such a perfect course. And we often, despite the fact it gets harder every single year, see very low scoring here. So let's talk about Stenson, Robbie. First of all, then, the Swede knows this Earth course in Dubai very well indeed, having lived here, and he's enjoyed in 2013 somewhat of a resurgence.
Yeah, I mean, he's had his best ever year on tour, some fantastic finishes, didn't quite get it done at the Open Championship when Phil Mickelson played so well, came home with 4 birdies to win at Muirfield, but Henrik Stenson came second there, and since then he really has been on the roll of all rolls. He won the FedEx Cup, he won 2 FedEx playoff events, he's contended in a bunch of other tournaments, he's barely been outside the top 5 since July, Ben, which is a phenomenal run of form. Got a chance to talk to his coach Pete Cowan a couple of weeks ago, and he's saying Henrik's hitting the ball as well as he ever has, and he really is the favourite going into this tournament.
A lot of people use the word resurgence with Henrik Stenson, and they feel that he's fallen away from form, but Pete Cowan was quick to point out that he might have been inconsistent in the early part of the century. He then got up to world number 4 and actually puts his lull in form over the last few years down to a parasite in his blood which was misdiagnosed, and that sapped him of his energy and therefore form, and now he's fully cured, he's back in full force and surely odds on to make Glen Eagles, which is the next Ryder Cup, a little later next year.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, such a phenomenally talented player. Obviously a winner of the Players' Championship at Sawgrass in 2009. Had the illness, which was very unfortunate, and it actually meant that he couldn't swing the golf club the way that Pete was trying to get him to swing it. Now, of course, he's a physical specimen. He's been in the gym, he's really built himself up, cracking the ball a country mile, and he's really back to full form.
Well, Stenson's main rivals, as I mentioned earlier, Graeme McDowell, Justin Rose and Ian Poulter as well. Let's start with Justin Rose, Robbie. Almost won the DP World Tour Championship with the final round 62 last year and a monster putt on the final hole, only to be denied by Rory McIlroy, a US Open winner as well. So that major duck tag is finally off his back as well. How do you rate his chances?
Well, you've got to rate them very highly. Obviously, he's got the pedigree on this golf course, the 62 last year, only to be denied by even more brilliance from Rory McIlroy, who finished with 5 straight birdies. We talked last year about how Justin could be about to break through in the majors, and sure enough, at Merion back in June, he held off a charge from Phil Mickelson on the back 9 there to win his first major. Fantastic performance, a great ball striker. He's had his best year on tour. He hasn't won outside of the US Open, but certainly someone who could easily win here this week.
As far as Ian Poulter is concerned, has actually got a pretty decent record here on this Earth course. And I use the word actually because normally we associate success here with slightly bigger hitters than Poulter.
We do, yeah, but of course he made the playoff in 2010. He had that unfortunate incident with his ball where he was penalised to drop the ball marker on the green and it moved his ball, so he lost the playoff there to Robert Carlson. But, you know, if you've got a short game like Poulter's, you can pretty much contend anywhere if it's on. He putts so well. The undulating greens here on the Earth course are fairly quick. It really is an advantage if you can putt the ball well, and Poulter's certainly a guy who can get up and down from anywhere, and he can hold a bunch of long putts in a tournament. Obviously he's playing very well coming off the back of a second place finish in Shanghai, so certainly a contender here on the Earth as well.
And the vast majority of his points, much like Stenson's, have come from the big events, the World Golf Championships and the majors as well. Poulter, though, aside from that, hasn't necessarily had the best year.
No, I mean, he hasn't. It's been a bit inconsistent for the leading guys this year. Henrik and Ian have very much been on fire from July onwards. I think both the Open Championship was a catalyst for both their seasons. Ian having that fantastic run on the back nine and having a top 5 finish at Muirfield, and since then he's really started to put some good results together. So both slightly streakier players, but certainly on top form now.
And the final member of the quartet is Graeme McDowell, also a former US Open winner. I find this odd because he's up there, he's been in second place for most of the season, but he's also kind of snuck under the radar.
Well, he has, but he's won 3 times on tour this year. It's been a really funny year for Graeme. He's missed 8 cuts, but he's also had 3 victories. So it's been a very up and down year, bit of a roller coaster. But when he's been in contention, generally speaking, he's got the job done, apart from against Dustin Johnson a couple of weeks back in Shanghai, who was just uncatchable that week.
So those are the major 4 names, 2 other giants from the world of golf also joining us at Jumeirah Golf Estates. Remember, tickets are free. The date's 14th to the 17th of November. That is Thursday through to Sunday. So do get down. There's also a fantastic village as well with all kinds of things to do, including some free golf lessons as well. But those 2 giants I mentioned, Rory McIlroy, last year's Race to Dubai and DP World Tour Championship winner, and Luke Donald as well. Let's start with Rory McIlroy. Robbie, there was a time where we weren't even sure if he'd be here, but thankfully he is inside the top 60.
Amazing to think about it. If we just cast our minds back 12 months ago to Rory's performance here on the Earth course to cap what was an incredible 2012 season. Obviously he won his 2nd major at the USPGA Championship. He had a bunch of other wins. He had a couple of FedEx Playoff Championship victories in 2012, and obviously then there was the big switch to Nike clubs. There's been some disruptions in Rory's management. There's been will they, won't they, on off with Caroline Wozniacki, his girlfriend. Very turbulent year. He had that walk off at the Honda Classic. Really not the year we were expecting from Rory, but glimpses in the last month or so that he's recovering his form, and certainly it's a course he's won on, so don't count him out. And again, he's one of those guys that when he clicks into gear, he'll probably just walk away with it.
Possibly with a point to prove as well on the Wozniacki front. I do find it odd that this time last year we were roaming the course, and who was with us for the vast duration of the final round? Caroline Wozniacki. She sees you, and then straight after that their relationship appears to go downhill.
Well, I think she was stalking you actually that day, Ben. I think it was the commentary headgear on the radio really certainly caught her eye.
Now, as far as McIlroy is concerned, on a serious note, what are we putting this lull down to? Because every player goes through swing changes and often equipment tweaks as well. And it has been a turbulent year, but can you isolate one thing? People in the early part of the year, when he missed the cut in Abu Dhabi, were quick to blame the nightclubs. Now they're talking about the split with Horizon and the turmoil with Caroline Wozniacki, and we don't even know at this stage categorically if they are or aren't an item. But is it really any of that? Or is it just the kind of thing that he'll put down to a blip and maybe bounce back at his prodigious best next year?
Yeah, he's always had that streaky nature to his game where he's gone through lulls in form and confidence. I think Pete Cowan said it best when he described Rory's year as very much the blinkers came off. There was too much going on around him. There was all this commotion off the course. He lost his swing. Obviously very frustrating, but there's a huge spotlight on Rory now with the Nike deal, the fact that he got to world #1. He really is seen as a successor to Tiger Woods and someone who could win an awful lot of major championships. And although Rory's had a very gilded life so far where everything's worked out his way, this is the first year where really he's had to deal with some setbacks, and I think even a player as talented as Rory can get knocked off course, and I think he's slowly getting golf back into his system, getting his life in order, focusing on his golf game, and I think he will bounce back next year for sure.
And the 2011 Race to Dubai winner Luke Donald as well almost didn't make the top 60 as well. And the most astonishing stat for me last year compared to this is 23 rounds under 70 last year. This season on the European Tour, 4 rounds sub 70, and 3 of them came in one event. What's gone wrong for Luke?
Well, Luke has always had a fantastic short game. We've seen that when he got to world #1. He did it off the back of just an amazing season with the putter. He's been a great bunker player, very, very good chipper. He's always been an incredibly solid iron player, and this year, for some reason, his irons have gone off the boil. He hasn't hit as many greens in regulation. He's left himself in some bad spots. He did contend at the US Open, didn't get that done there, but again, his driving has had a tendency to be slightly wayward, and when you're missing fairways and your irons aren't dialed in, it's extremely difficult to shoot good scores. So again, Luke's the kind of guy that I expect will come roaring back next year, but certainly a disappointing season for him.
So those are the major contenders and names at the DP World Tour Championship Dubai, 14th to the 17th of November. Prediction time in just a moment, but there's all kinds of new initiatives right here at Jumeirah Golf Estates. Remember, there's also the fantastic fire course as well, and that will be in use throughout the week too. The village, as I mentioned, with the golf lessons and free tickets as well. But there's a new opening too, which is very significant for the region. It's a high-tech performance institute, and a little earlier in the week, myself and Robbie Greenfield, the man to my left-hand side, caught up with the Director of Instruction, Wayne Johnson, to find out more. So here we are in Jumeirah Golf Estates' brand new European Tour Performance Institute. The man alongside me to my left, Wayne Johnson, the Director of Instruction. This is very exciting and significant, not just for Jumeirah Golf Estates, but the region as well. Give us more details.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate that our owners have been allowed us to really create this great, wonderful performance centre. It really allows players, not just the elite golfers of the world, but also the rank and file weekend warriors to come, have training both in strength and conditioning, physiotherapy work, but also performance in terms of swing analysis. So we've incorporated all the aspects of helping people improve their game, but also aspects where the really great players can even enhance their game.
Wayne, you've got obviously a full extensive, this enormous institute here, and very unique. I believe there's only one other European Tour Performance Institute in the world.
Correct. There's one in Terre-Blanche, which is in the south of France, near to Nice. We're the second, the first in the Middle East, so we're very excited. We think we've got a great product. We're really looking forward to getting it open to the general public. We see many tour players here throughout the year anyway, and this is only going to be able to enhance what they do already, really bring some extra technology to bear. We have Flight Scope, TrackMan, V1 swing analysis, so we have all the ingredients to really enhance the performance of golfers throughout the world.
Sure, and let's talk about the way the modern day top professional goes about prepping, preparing, practicing, training. It's not just about the swing anymore, is it? There's so much more towards physical coaching. You've obviously got a gym here. You've got club fitting technology that's the best in the world. Explain how these guys really ensure they get the optimum performance out of their games.
Well, I think if you look at golfers over the past few generations, say 20, 30 years ago, golfers were sportsmen. Now I think golfers are athletes. They're aware of nutrition, strength and conditioning. They also use video swing analysis a lot now. We have things such as TrackMan that gives them ball flight data analysis. So all of the things they can do to enhance their performance, they're doing. They have the discipline to work out and train hard. So we've incorporated a fantastic gymnasium. We have a great strength and conditioning coach who really understands what the players' needs are. We have great physiotherapy services, massage services that we can provide to enhance that and alleviate muscle strain. And then we have the swing studios where we can really work on their swing analysis and really look at the things that good players do and build upon them, but also the things that maybe hold players back, some of the things that prevent them from being more consistent. We can identify those and help them to get better.
Okay, now in the weeks surrounding the tournament and the tournament itself, this will be very much a domain of the world's top 60 European Tour golfers, elite golfers. But for the rest of the year, it's very much a centre where amateurs can come and improve their game and really start to take advantage of those benefits that the pros have. So how's it going to work? Will it be something that's only available for the membership? Will there be a separate membership package? Will it be available to walk-ins? You can book it and just come and have a session. How's it going to work?
Yeah, very much so. It's a place where we want anyone to be able to enhance their game and improve. So we've set the facility up to really attract federations to come here and work on their team training throughout the year, UAE national team members to come out and practice and play. But we will have an academy membership. It's going to be open to the general public. It's not just for elite golfers, as I said earlier. It's open for anyone to come down, and they can take a package of different components, whether it's just golf swing analysis or golf swing with strength and conditioning. We can accommodate for whatever their needs are and create a package to suit them.
So that was the Director of Instruction here at Jumeirah Golf Estates, Wayne Johnson. The Performance Institute looks absolutely incredible. All that's left then, Robbie, is prediction time. We need a race to Dubai winner and also a tournament winner here at the DP World Tour Championship. Let's start with the tournament itself. Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, can he do it again?
I'm going to say that not this year. I don't think he's quite got the form. He's not looking quite sharp enough. He's certainly getting back into form, but no to Rory this year. I'm going to try and maintain my incredible track record over you, Ben, of pretty much always picking the right winner. I'm going to say Ian Poulter is going to make up for that disastrous playoff loss to Robert Carlson in 2010. He's going to be the man that's going to get over the line this year, and he's actually going to do it and win the race to Dubai as well. That's going to be a fairly bold prediction. If you're looking for a dark horse, how about the American Peter Uihlein? What a fantastic season he's had. A win in Portugal, a runner-up at the Alfred Dunhill Links, and a bunch of other top 5 finishes. So Peter Uihlein, inside the race to Dubai top 10, is my dark horse pick.
So just to be clear, in a tournament that massively favours big hitters, has only had big hitters win it, you're going for one of the shortest hitters of the 60.
Well, we've got some inside knowledge. We know the fairways are going to be a bit firmer and bouncier this year. Poulter's got into the same a winning position before here, albeit he lost to the Swede Robert Carlson. But this year he's going to get it done.
Well, I'm going to go for Justin Rose to win the tournament itself. Came so close last year with that huge putt on the 18th and that 62. He's in decent form, loves playing in the Middle East as well. And I guess if he wins the tournament, you have to say he'll therefore go on and win the race to Dubai. My dark horse, by the way, is Brandon Grace, a Dubai resident, 5th in Abu Dhabi, and loves playing in the Middle East. Again, in the top 20 in the race to Dubai as well. He's had another superb year. So let us know your predictions as well. You can tweet Robbie via...
It's at Rob_Greenfield.
And I am at Jacobs Ben. You can also follow Golf Digest Middle East on their Facebook page. Robbie has the details.
It's facebook.com/Golf Digest ME.
So let us know your predictions. You've heard ours, so let's see whether we're right or wrong. We're usually wrong, aren't we?
Pretty much, yeah.
So discount our predictions and let us know who you think is going to win both the Race to Dubai and the DP World Tour Championship Dubai. Just a reminder, the DP World Tour Championship Dubai, the Race to Dubai finale is the 14th to the 17th of November right here at Jumeirah Golf Estates, and tickets are free. From Robbie and myself, Ben, thanks for watching.